Some NFL records will likely never be touched again. Emmitt Smith's 18,335 rushing yards, Brett Favre's 321 consecutive starts, Pete Carroll's 3,568 packs of gum chewed on the Seahawks sideline. Surely these will stand the test of time. But there are some records that will soon go down, like Brett Favre within 5 yards of Michael Strahan. Which NFL records will be easily broken within the next 10 years? And who's gonna pull it off? The answer to those questions are coming up right after this. This video is brought to you by Manscaped.com. Summer's in its last days, and that means only one thing. It's male grooming season. Oh, and football. Sorry, it's always male grooming season. That's why Manscaped created the Perfect Package 3.0, which gives you the perfect tools for your family jewels. And even though there's all this fantastic gear that's in this kit, like the Lawnmower 3.0, there is also Crop Preserver Anti-Chafing Ball Deodorant. What's that you say? You didn't know this was a thing? You put deodorant on your armpits, don't you? Then why not on literally the smelliest place on your body? Crop Preserver features soothing aloe and quick absorbing gel that keeps you fresh all day long. Trust me, they aren't going to freshen you up down there without proven ingredients so that you can sit or run in comfort all day long. And it's great for on the go. So after this video, head on over to Manscaped from my custom link below. Order the Perfect Package 3.0, which has Crop Preserver included and also comes with Crop Reviver. Order now and I'll side you 20% off, free shipping, and 2 free gifts. Again, hit my link below. Summer might be coming to an end, but you want your balls and others to thank you all year round. Manscaped.com. It's important to note that for the single season records, they're going to be easier to break when the NFL shifts to a 17-game schedule, but we'll treat those records on a per-game average to balance them out. Let's ignore the ones that could go back and forth, like Drew Brees and Tom Brady grappling for all-time touchdown passes, or Tom Brady becoming the oldest player to start a playoff game wearing a pair of Depends in 2059. Number 5, Michael Vick, 6,109 rushing yards as a QB. Before Lamar Jackson entered the league, Michael Vick was the fastest, most athletic quarterback to ever take a snap in the NFL. His offenses were never geared toward his elite running ability like Jackson's, but he was able to beat defenders to the edge and consistently move the chains with his legs while simultaneously throwing rockets with his left arm. Over the course of his career, Vick amassed 6,109 rushing yards, the most of any quarterback in NFL history. He even recorded the first 1,000-yard rushing season from under center in 2006. But this one won't hold up, and we know who is going to break it. Joe Flacco. Oh, I'm sorry, I'm reading off the wrong script. Lamar Jackson is going to do it, duh, and he's going to do it quickly. Jackson has played in 31 games over 2 seasons and compiled 1,901 rushing yards, including a record 1,206 yards in 2019 alone. Based on his average of 61.3 yards per game in his career, it will take him just over 4 seasons to beat Vick's all-time rushing record, and that's a conservative time frame. As another side note, Colin Kaepernick holds the record for most quarterback rushing yards in the playoffs with 264. If Lamar Jackson ever carries the Ravens to the Super Bowl anytime soon, expect that record to go down as well. Let's start with one playoff win though. Number 4, Matt Prater's 64-yard field goal. When Tom Dempsey used his club foot to kick a 63-yard field goal to win the game for the New Orleans Saints back in 1970, that record, while tied on 2 other occasions, stood for 43 years. Then, just as the first half expired in a 2013 matchup between the Titans and Broncos at Mile High, Matt Prater booted a 64-yard field goal in 14-degree weather that just barely cleared the crossbar. The distance he beat Tom's record by 1 foot. I'm going to hell. If Prater hit that kick in 14-degree weather, how far would it have gone in non-ball freezing temperatures? It suggests that kickers have more range than we may think. Daniel Day-Lewis type range. Kickers are getting more accurate, believe it or not, and their legs are getting stronger. Out of the 20 longest field goals in NFL history, 15 of them were made within the past 10 years. It's only a matter of time before the right situation occurs and a kicker like, say, Justin Tucker gets a shot at it from 65. Ideally, somewhere with a little elevation like Denver, Phoenix, or even Mexico City, which sits over 7,000 feet above sea level. When you're on vacation in Mexico, nothing you do officially counts, but NFL records do. Number 3. Javon Curses' rookie sack record. Over the last 2 seasons, 2 rookie edge rushers have threatened a record that stood since 1999. That year, when the Titans were a yard short of sending Super Bowl 34 to overtime, rookie defensive end Javon Curses notched 14.5 sacks in the regular season, enough to surpass the previous record of 13 by Reggie White in 1995. Bradley Chubb, despite just having a sack and a half through the first 6 weeks, notched 12, while Nick Bosa had 7 sacks in his first 7 games before tapering off. In 2011, Aldon Smith hit 14 on the dot despite not sacking the quarterback once until his 4th game. Javon Curses' record will fall, and it will likely happen this fall to Chase Young of the football team. Young had 16.5 sacks in his final season at Ohio State as their main threat, and surrounded by parts around him, Ryan Kerrigan, Jonathan Allen, Montez Sweat, and Matt Ioannidis, it will be impossible to constantly double-team Young in the NFL. He might hit 15 sacks as a rookie. Side note, Chase Young is also the name of Leonardo DiCaprio's dating strategy. Number 2. LT's 3 Defensive Player of the Year awards. Peyton Manning has won NFL MVP, a predominantly offensive-based award, 5 times, the most in history. That likely won't be challenged anytime soon. No one active has more than 2. But according to the voters, no one on the other side of the ball has been nearly as consistent or dominant. Nobody has won Defensive Player of the Year more than 3 times in their career. Lawrence Taylor did that in the 80s, including once as a rookie, but J.J. Watt won 3 last decade. Watt may be on the back end of his career, but has the gift of narrative power on his side and may be able to sneak in a 4th Defensive Player of the Year before his days are done in the NFL. In his last full season back in 2018, J.J. Watt amassed 16 sacks and 7 forced fumbles on his way to an All-Pro selection. And 2 giant quads, dear lord. Another season like that and he could end up winning even in a down year. However, if Watt doesn't get the award, it's probably because it's going to another guy who has already collected 2 of these damn trophies, Aaron Donald. He won the award in 2017 and 2018 and is young enough to pick up 2 more. Odds are one of the 2 will have enough gas in the tank to KO LT's record, and these ones will be earned without the performance-enhancing qualities of pure Colombian cut cocaine.
Don't smoke crack.
And now the number 1 most breakable NFL record, Baker Mayfield's rookie touchdown pass record. Back in 1998, when Peyton Manning was the number 1 overall pick and a rookie with the Colts, he tossed a record 28 interceptions, the most ever for a first-timer in the NFL. It's an impressive record if for no other reason than you have to go long enough without being benched to pull it off. Jameis Winston. Perhaps he remained on the field the whole season because he almost balanced it out with 26 touchdown passes, which just so happened to be also the most a rookie had ever thrown. Manning kept that record to himself until 2012, when a 3rd-round pick by the name of Russell Wilson won the starting job in Seattle and put 26 balls in the end zone, taking his team to the playoffs in the process. 6 years later, the record was broken in just 13 games. Baker Mayfield took over for an injured Tyrod Taylor and lit up the league, averaging just over 2 touchdown passes a game on his way to 27. And he also caught a conversion just for good measure. He did it all with the Cleveland Browns, no less. That's like hitting 50 home runs at a park 1,000 leagues below sea level. But the fact that he was able to pull off that feat in 13 games indicates that a rookie with a full 16 starts under his belt can beat it. And there's a few guys that have that chance the next couple of years. Take, for instance, the number 1 overall pick from this year's draft, Joe Burrow. He gets AJ Green back and a well-rounded receiving core, plus a couple of strong receiving backs who can help him hit 28 touchdowns. Burrow tossed an absurd 60 touchdowns as a senior at LSU, and while playing the Baltimore Ravens is a little tougher than, say, throwing 6 touchdowns against Vanderbilt, it's reasonable to expect that he could produce 1/2 of that as a first-year starter in Cincy. Plus, the Bengals really don't have any other options unless he is absolutely atrocious, and even then, you have to consider as well that along with every other quarterback, they won't have to deal with overwhelmingly loud opposing crowds. That'll make communication easier for young guys still figuring it out and could make offensive numbers look like Madden on rookie mode. And if he can't pull that off, the onus might be on Trevor Lawrence, the presumptive 1st overall pick in 2021. Lawrence, Justin Fields, or even North Dakota State's Trey Lance, who in a full season without a pick in 2019 could easily break Baker's mark. Cleveland fans, hold on to it as long as you can. The great records may stand forever. Randy Moss's 23 touchdown grabs in 2007, Jameis' iconic 30 for 30 season, and Aaron Hernandez's body count. But there are plenty within reach, and a few will go down like AJ around the Phoenix Suns. Yep, time to end it. Well, I hope you enjoyed this video. Please check out the sponsor Manscaped, and if you really did like it, please subscribe for more interesting videos on all sports. I'm 5 Points Vids, and you made it to my next video.